Jason Garrett, his 5th season, the first one, took over as an interim basis and led them to a 5-3 record, 3 straight 8-8 years where they got to the last game to this week and then a chance to win and get in the playoffs and lost. Now they're in the playoffs. They had won the NFC East. Unlikely they get a bye, but it can happen with some weird results today. But they'll get their starters, at least for most of today. Won the toss, and here we go. Dwayne Harris. Right up the gut. Good return. And we will see Tony Romo taking the field today. He's had a great year and an even better December. I mean, check this out. A 143.5 passer rating in 3 games in December. 10 touchdowns, no interceptions.
And how ironic in that everyone's always panned and killed Tony Romo for fading in December. And this year, as he has with this whole game, he's turned up the volume in December, playing excellent football.
Cowboys playing great. They've won 3 games in convincing fashion in this month. And they started off with DeMarco Murray. And Murray scurries across the 30 to the 31. Well, you want to know why the Cowboys offense is so much better? Well, there's a number of reasons, but none bigger than this.
And the time of possession. They run the football unbelievably. And it starts with this offensive line up front. 3 Pro Bowlers, DeMarco Murray, the NFL's leading rusher, and all that makes Tony Romo better on 3rd down. You've seen the improvement there. This offense is clicking on all cylinders.
On a 2nd and 7, Romo's going to throw it for the first down. He's got a completion right near the first down at Jason Witten, and he should move the chains. Kind of a revival for Jason Witten in the pass game. He came alive with a big game against the Colts, makes the reception on the 2nd play here.
And Jason Witten hasn't had the quantity of receptions because they're doing other things. They're running the football. Des Bryant's out there. Cole Beasley has emerged. But boy, is he dependable. When you need him, he's so good. And he's so complete as a tight end. One of the best run block tight ends in the league, can also catch it so well.
7 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown against Indy last week. Fake to Murray. All day to throw. Here near side to Williams. He's got a completion for a first down, and he's into Washington territory in a gain of 14.
And that's what happens, Kevin, when you have the threat of running the football. They're running it 50% of the time. The play action comes alive. Terrence Williams, the beneficiary of an accurate throw by Romo.
A lot of things to look at for this Cowboys team today, especially DeMarco Murray, who came into today 29 yards shy of Emmitt Smith's all-time single-season record. Get it? And Murray inside the 45. Good run. Works his way down to the 41. Washington defense hasn't had a good year, but they played well in the first meeting week 8 against Dallas when they sacked Romo 5 times.
They had Tony confused, as Jim Haslett can do. Jim Haslett will throw everything at you. The Cowboys didn't handle it well in week 8. Tony Romo got knocked out of the game, then came back with the back injury. They got to protect Romo today. He's got to get the ball out of his hands.
Second and 4. Good fake. Romo on the run. Hits Witten. And Witten taken down inside the 25. And this Cowboys offense is clicking right from the get-go.
And Kevin, you just watch the linebackers, the threat of the run. You've got the NFL's leading rusher. Watch the linebackers get sucked up. Well, Jason Witten, he's going to come right across the formation. That's easy pickings for Tony Romo, who hits his great tight end.
It's a 23-yard gain and a great opening drive for Dallas. 6th play of the drive now. Murray looking right and not much there as he's taken down immediately by Perry Riley Jr. Down to the sidelines we go with Pam Oliver.
Well, Kevin, you saw that awesome locker room video to start the game. Well, the Cowboys, that is their outlook coming into this. I talked to Jason Witten. He said, we got to play this game with a chip on our shoulder. Remember when people didn't think we were very good? The team wants to stay on the ascent coming into this game. And remember that the stakes are high because this is right before the playoffs. Back to you.
All right, Pam, thanks very much. And that's why, as John said earlier, and Pam just said, that's why the starters are playing. Now we'll see how long they do play. 2nd and 10. Blitz coming. Romo goes to Bryant for his first catch of the day. on the far side of the field. He's taken down at about the 22. Or excuse me, that's more like the 18.
And Kevin, one of the keys in that Week 8 win for Washington was that they did a tremendous job keeping Des Bryant in check. It wasn't just Bashaud Breeland, it was David Amerson all over. They did a nice job keeping Des Bryant, who's so explosive, in check. Only 3 catches for 30 yards in that Week 8 game.
It's a 3rd and 4, and the Cowboys are number 1 in the league on 3rd down conversions, just over 48%. Locked up, Romo nearly intercepted, and that one should have been picked off by Keenan Robinson.
You watch Keenan Robinson in Week 8. They came after Romo. In fact, Robinson's the one that hurt Tony Romo. Instead, he drops out. Tony Romo never sees him. He's got a chance for a pick 6, and he lets it go.
Wow, that's the thing. That's not only an interception, that's all the way. He had nobody in front of him. And so the Cowboys get a break, and we will see Dan Bailey. That's the holder, Jones, who's the punter. Dan Bailey has just been a terrific find, a free agent out of Oklahoma State in 2011. 22 of 26 this year. Jones the hold, and Bailey sends it through. And Dallas up 3-0 early on a good opening drive. Washington gets the ball. We come back.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
Now you take a look at that last play. There's Keenan Robinson. Romo thinks he's coming. He's not coming. He drops out. Romo never sees him. But watch, Kevin, if he gets this ball, he is out the door. We're talking pick 6. Those are opportunities. When you're 4-11, there's a reason why. It's things like that.
Instead, they get a Dan Bailey 36-yard field goal. And so it's 3-0 Dallas as they take the opening drive down 9 plays, 55 yards. Here's Andre Roberts. And Roberts right up to the 20. He's taken down by J.J. Wilcox. And we will see Washington and Robert Griffin III on the field when we come back. 3-0 Dallas.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly.
Washington football on their own 20, their first possession of the game. Robert Griffin III, an up and down year for him, to say the least. In and out of the lineup, first for injury and then for being benched. They played well last week against Philadelphia. He now gets a chance to finish the season on a good note and convince his head coach that he could be the quarterback of this team going forward. They started out with a run, Alfred Morris, and he is corralled early for a short game. Well, it's been a rough season at quarterback for Washington. I mean, it started off with a Week 2 injury against Jacksonville, dislocated ankle, so Griffin III goes out. Kirk Cousins comes in, plays well initially, then interceptions galore. He's benched. Colt McCoy beats the Cowboys. He plays well a little bit, and then he gets hurt, so here comes a 6-game losing streak. Finally, they get a win. They beat the Eagles and knocked them out of the playoffs last week, and a good game for Robert Griffin III. Who is going to be the quarterback of this team going forward? That's what we'll try and figure out on the fake. Griffin III, all kinds of time. They get it out to Terrell Young, and he's got himself a first down across the 30. Tell you one thing, after meeting with Jay Gruden, it's pretty obvious he doesn't care who the quarterback is going forward.
No, he doesn't. You know, that was one of the most honest answers I've heard in all the production meetings we do. It's not like I don't like Robert Griffin III, but we've got 3 we like, and I don't care who emerges. One of them's going to. Right there, though, I think Jay Gruden's helping Robert Griffin III. That's what he's done the last couple games. Get him comfortable, play action, quick throws, and he throws a beautiful deep ball.
Coming to Deshaun Jackson. Gets a block. Deshaun Jackson off to the races. 69-yard touchdown.
This is an unbelievable. Just talking about quick passes, I want you to watch Trent Williams. Watch him come out. He's going to make the block that frees Deshaun Jackson. That's a left tackle making the key block, and with speed to burn, Deshaun Jackson out the door. Nobody faster in this league than Deshaun Jackson, and he puts that speed on display early with an assist from his left tackle, Trent Williams.
It's been a 1,000-yard season for Deshaun Jackson. He is a big play machine, and that time a 69-yard touchdown, the longest of the season from Robert Griffin III. And Washington out early. Didn't take long to answer, did it? Just like that, it's 7-3. They're in front.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Pizza Hut. We're taking pizza where it's never been before. By Ford. Beautiful things happen when you go further. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, Deshaun Jackson has now 8 catches of 50-plus yards this year, first in the league. But Trent Williams, you talked in the open, John, about every game means something. He played last week with his right arm basically hanging on the ground. He doesn't have to play today, and he just made that great block.
That's what this league's all about. You always have something to play for. Trent Williams going to the Pro Bowl, showing why right there.
And Dwayne Harris catches over the back. And the Cowboys will start on their own 20. Here's the play.
Now take a look defensively. Cameron Lawrence, Rolando McClain is absent today. The trickle-down effect. You got to cover up Deshaun Jackson, then blitz. He doesn't cover down. Couldn't be an easier read for Deshaun Jackson. One block by Trent Williams. And Deshaun Jackson hitting his head on the goalpost.
Jackson, as I said, 8 plays of 50 yards or more, number 1 in the league. 13 catches of 40 yards or more, also number 1 in the league. Quite honestly, it's been a steal of a free agent for Washington. He's been a big play guy his whole career, and again this year. And it's 7-3. They're up. Cowboys football on their own 20. Murray. And Murray doesn't go very far, a couple of yards as he chases Emmitt Smith's record. We talked about the Cowboys playing all their guys, but Murray specifically is a very interesting case getting the call today.
He really is, because he's had so many carries. Now, if you talk to DeMarco Murray, he says, I'm 26 years old. I've got fresh legs. I haven't been abused in my career carry-wise. I feel the same I do in Week 17 as I feel Week 1. I disagree. I don't see him running through contact like I did early in the year. I think it's critical that he gets back and fresh for the postseason.
It's a 2nd and 8. Romo looking over the middle. He's got Witten as tight end once again, and he's gone to Witten early and often 3 times today for a Dallas first down. It's a gain of 12. Well, you talked about Murray, and look, he's coming into today. He was 5 carries away from tying Emmitt Smith's record. He's got 4 already. He was 29 yards away. He's already got 12. But they have, given him the ball a ton.
Oh, they have. And like I said, you don't see it. It doesn't hit you in the face. But this guy is a guy who makes a lot of his yards after contact. Last couple weeks, not so much. And now, granted, there's been a broken hand in there that he's playing with. But I think it's more the attrition of all those carries is starting to pile up.
Fake it to him, reverse to Harris. Gets a block from Hannah. Washington played it well. He stacked it up. Maybe a yard on that, and that's all. Well, staying with that, you're right. I mean, he played last week. You want to talk about the toughness of this Cowboys team. He played last week, 6 days after surgery on a left hand, a broken hand, a metacarpal. So that's right in the meat of your hand bone. That screws inserted. Still has stitches in there. But that was really what Jason Garrett told us about this team, wasn't it? The toughness.
And I think it's something special. I go back and I look at our Super Bowl year down in Tampa. We had a number of examples. This team displays that mental toughness week in, week out.
Here comes the blitz. They get it away quick. Go far side. What a move. Dez Bryant. He's trying to go all the way. One man to beat. Bryant takes it home. Touchdown, Dallas. Like big plays, John Lynch?
It's exactly what Tony Romo told us. Look, this Washington defense, they're going to get you sometimes. They throw so much at you, but when we get our opportunity, it's not going to be a 10 or 12-yard game. You're going to have one-on-ones, and when you have one-on-ones with guys like Dez Bryant, he's doing his best Deshaun Jackson impression. Out the door for Dez Bryant. Big plays back-to-back.
Wow. So Deshaun Jackson went in from 69 yards, and now it's Des Bryant from 65 yards. That's a season long for he and Romo this year. And for Bryant, his 15th touchdown receiving. That leads the NFL. Big plays galore in this one. It's Dallas back in front. 15th touchdown of the year for Des Bryant. Jason Garrett thrilled. Bryant has tied a franchise record 15 with Terrell Owens from the 2007 season.
And you know what I hear, Kevin? I hear cash registers, because every time that man does something like that, he's getting a little more expensive.
He sure is. And so Roberts returning for Washington. Good hole. Roberts takes it out. Still going. Still moving the pile all the way to the 30 and across there. Good return and a push from Andre Roberts out to the 32. Let's look at the play.
And this is a casino blitz. Look at those guys. 8 guys up, 3 receivers, one-on-ones. There's no disguise. Now it's David Amerson. Tough deal. Tackle Des Bryant in space. He obviously doesn't get it done. And then the speed by Des Bryant outrunning Philip Thomas, E.J. Biggers and company.
I guess on the casino blitz, sometimes the deal gets blackjack, John.
Right.
Tony Romo, season long for him to make it 11 touchdowns and no picks in December. Here goes Washington, first zone read of the day. And that's interesting because they really haven't done that at all. And it hasn't been a part of Griffin III's game since his rookie year.
Yeah, you know, and I think it's one idea that I differ with Jay Gruden. We're talking to him the other day. He doesn't think you can make a living doing that anymore. I don't think you can make a living. You better be able to throw from the pocket, but I think it can and should be a big part of their offense because Robert Griffin gives defenses fits with it.
Looking near side over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Niles Paul. Well, I mean, look, Seattle, Russell Wilson does it a lot. Now, he doesn't run a lot of it, but they do that look a lot.
Absolutely. And this notion that teams have figured that out, not so. Just watch Seattle. And Robert Griffin's tremendous at it. At least make it part of your arsenal because the opposing defense has to spend so much time preparing for it.
Asked Rod Marinelli about that. He said they haven't done it a lot. You still have to prep for that. He said you have to go over your rules and keep your guys straight and go over that in practice. Roy Halou Jr. in the game on a 3rd and 9. 4-man rush. Taking the third over the middle. And that is going to be well short of the first down. It was Pierre Garçon making his first catch, and Washington will have to punt.
And that's the hallmark, what we just saw there at the end of that play. People swarming to the ball. This defense, they don't have a lot of stars, this Dallas defense. What they do, they play hard. They fly to the football, and credit Rod Marinelli for his influence on this defense. They've taken a big step up, doing it without hallmark cornerstone players, but collectively playing great football.
Way gets it away. Fair catch by Harris, and the Cowboys will start off around their own 25-yard line. And so we've seen some fireworks early on, that's for sure. But right now it's Dallas in front by 3. We will keep our eye on DeMarco Murray, just 17 yards away from breaking Emmitt Smith's single-season rushing record. Emmett was in attendance last week when the Cowboys annihilated the Colts. Don't think he's here today. And they'll pass it this time to Murray. A lot of room to run. Murray's got himself. Looks to be a first down. He's out near the 37-yard line. Well, the philosophy for the Cowboys, John, has just completely changed. You look at it. Last year, they ran the ball 35% of the time. That was 29th in the NFL. They've jumped up to 50% of the time this year, which is 3rd most in the league.
And Jason Garrett will tell you it was all about taking the burden off Tony Romo. They felt he could be even better if they committed and stayed with the run game. They've done it, and the results have been terrific.
Here's Murray. Good run out to the 42 that time. Here is the largest increase all time in run percentage from one year to the next. And what's interesting about this list, if you go and look, all of these other teams had a change in at least one area when you're talking coach, quarterback, or running back. So, for example, Pittsburgh near the top of that list, that was Ben Roethlisberger's rookie year. They ran the ball. They made it easier for him. The Cowboys have not. They've had the same personnel. They've just completely changed what they've done, and that's why they won the NFC East. Murray again, 2nd and 4, and he gets still on his feet. No, they say he was indeed down. Chris Baker wrestled him down at the 45, so he's going to be a yard short of a first down.
And that's actually, I mean, here I'm talking about the NFL league-leading rusher in DeMarco Murray about to break Emmitt Smith. I don't think he's down, by the way.
Oh, he's not.
He is not down. On top of Chris Baker.
Is an eligible receiver.
Unchallengeable.
67 is eligible.
But that's a play right there that I'm talking about that I think earlier in the year he runs through that tackle. He's a phenomenal player. And there's something amiss right now in his game.
They bring on an extra offensive lineman here on a 3rd and 1. Murray, left side, first down and more. That's the record. DeMarco Murray all the way down inside the 25. And a new single-season rushing leader for Dallas. A 32-yard run. And congratulations to DeMarco Murray.
Unbelievable season. They've put the load on him. He's responded. Emmitt Smith, the NFL's all-time leading rusher, and he just broke that record. Hats off to DeMarco Murray, to his fullback Tyler Klutz, to this entire Cowboys offense. What a season for DeMarco Murray.
And now Joseph Randle is in at halfback, number 21, second-year player. He's had a good year in the limited time he's played. Rumbo's going deep for Bryant, and he is incomplete. He's out of bounds. David Amerson on the coverage. Bryant says, hey, can we look at this? We will.
And again, no one-on-ones, and that's what DeMarco Murray does for you. The right foot down, left foot down. I believe that's a touchdown.
That is a touchdown.
Let's see the ball.
It's a touchdown. I'm looking at that if I'm Jason Garrett. That's a touchdown. That ball never moved. He completed the catch.
There goes the challenge.
Yeah. This is going to be a touchdown to Des Bryant.
Yeah.
Ball never moved. He had it in there like a vice. Feet were clearly in. Watch. Left foot here is going to come down. You see the green? That's going to get reversed. They review it. We'll be back.
Well, Kevin, you alluded to the fact that the feet are clearly in. Watch the ball now. He's got to control it through the process of the catch. Ball never moves. That's a touchdown all day long. Great challenge by Jason Garrett.
Yeah, and now they're showing it in the stadium, and there are a ton of Cowboys fans here today, and they just reacted to that. Des Bryant is a monster, John. I mean, you said it. You hear the cash register before. Well, that's because his contract's up. And, yeah, he could be a franchise tag guy. But one way or another, whether it's here or somewhere else, he's going to be making a lot of money. I mean, when you look at what he's done the last 3 years.
No doubt. And, Kevin, I think that last drive perfectly depicted why I believe, and a lot of people believe, this is a team that can and will do damage in the playoffs. They beat you with the run. They could beat you with the pass. Extremely versatile.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field is reversed to a touchdown. Dallas has not called the timeout and has won their first challenge.
Nice job by Jerome Boger and Dean Blandino in New York looking at the play. Meanwhile, we told you about DeMarco Murray now in the Cowboys record books, and so is Des Bryant, because he is now the single-season all-time touchdown receiving leader with 16. That's a new record.
And it's just incredible to me as I watch this team how much it looks like those championship Cowboy teams, the triplets. You had Emmitt Smith running it, you had Troy Aikman under center, and you had Michael Irvin, who happened to wear 88 outside. So similar. Offensive line to boot up front. This team's an exciting team to watch.
Bailey's extra point up and good, and it's 17-7 Dallas. What a drive. 2 record-breaking plays. First, the run.
Well, DeMarco Murray, such a presence. That beautiful running style. The erect style, but powerful. Downfield, and what a season DeMarco Murray has had. He understands it. He talked about the Christmas presents he brought. That offensive line, that entire offense, he got them all watches. And those offensive linemen appreciative and have done a tremendous job for him.
And then it's David Amerson having nightmares early on in this game. He's gotten beat twice.
I'm telling you, one adjustment I'm making if I'm the Redskins right now, Bashaud Breeland. He's your best corner. Put him on Des Bryant. David Amerson can play. He's having a tough time with that man right now. You got to make an adjustment.
John, the last 3 years for Des Bryant, 92, 93, and then coming into today, 84 catches. I mean, he has turned into a force, but I think it all ties into the philosophy. It really does. You see the offense is just clicking for the Cowboys in this month of December where they're steamrolling people, but now with running more, Bryant becomes a bigger weapon. Romo throws it less and becomes more accurate. It's all coming together.
It really is. And what I like about teams late in the year and playoffs, can they beat you in a number of ways? Well, the Cowboys can. They beat you with the run. They beat you with power. They spread you out. They can do so much, and they do it well.
Short kick, and it's taken by Niles Paul, reversing field. And the tight end with a decent return out across the 25. Oh, you can ring in the new year on Fox Sports 1. We bring you a marathon of Big East basketball featuring all 10 teams back-to-back, including a showdown between Butler and 7th-ranked Villanova. Our Big East New Year's Eve marathon begins 11:30 Eastern, goes all the way to midnight, only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. 17-7 Dallas with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Pam Oliver, John Lynch, I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Glad to have you along. It's week 17. Now Washington, they had the 69-yard touchdown to Deshaun Jackson earlier. Find themselves down by 10. Morris gets stymied at the line of scrimmage. We've got ourselves a game break with Kurt Menefee.
All right, Houston's got to win for a chance to make the playoffs. Jacksonville thinking otherwise. This is Dwayne Brooks with a pick 6 off Case Keenum, and Jacksonville trying to win 2 straight to end the season. Lead at 10-7, an important game for the Texans. Kevin, John, Pam.
Meanwhile, second down, Robert Griffin III running for his life and chased down by George Selvey. And we get a flag, it looks like. Is that a flag on the far side? No, I think it was just the yellow shoes of Robert Griffin III. So it'll be a 3rd and long.
It's got to be the shoes.
Got to be the shoes.
You know, I think there's those yellow shoes.
See, laces anyway.
That's an element, though. People talk about Robert Griffin III in that first year in 2012. I watched him right here run for 70 yards against the Minnesota Vikings. That speed's not here right now. Ankle injuries, knee injuries. He doesn't have the same speed he once had.
They set up a screen coming near side, and that is Jordan Reed, the tight end, but again, shy of a first down. So after the big play touchdown to Jackson, 2 3-and-outs. And this Dallas defense standing up tall, and they'll get the ball back up 10 last minute of the first quarter.
There's Rod Marinelli, the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, who's done just a tremendous job taking over for Monty Kiffin. And I played on a team that Rod Marinelli coached, and what a wonderful motivator, what a wonderful coach they have.
Harris looking for room, dives forward across the 30. And that's where the Cowboys will take over with 32 seconds to go in the first. Well, another great thing about this Dallas team, they're trying to go undefeated on the road. They're 7-0 this year, and you look at the history of this league, undefeated teams on the road. How about the Rams? They got to the Super Bowl. The Patriots, well, they got to the Super Bowl and lost to the Giants that year in 07. And teams that are that good on the road usually win a lot and get very far, as this graphic shows you right here. A couple of Super Bowl champs.
Kevin, you know what I like about what Tony Romo said about that? We said, what do you attribute that? And he said, look, when you're good, you're good. I'd love to try to come up with some explanation, but they have confidence, and Tony said it, that they can go up against anyone, anywhere, and beat them.
Murray still in the game, and this is interesting because I asked Jason Garrett yesterday, hey, what about Murray? After he gets the record, does he come out? And he said, it's going to be the same plan as last week. We're going to play our guys. That's, at least for now, it's evidence of it.
Yeah, and please don't misunderstand what I'm saying about what I've seen from DeMarco Murray. He's got 8 rushes, 57 yards. He's still tremendous, but just early in the year, he ran through contact every time. Of late, you haven't seen it so much.
Tony Romo talking to Bill Callahan. DeMarco Murray has the record, and the Cowboys have the lead after 1 quarter from